bring about loving kindness and compassion. But also there's a cognitive aspect. You know, in Buddhism we think that suffering is not just headache or being tortured or terrible things like that, which is obvious. You know, why the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths, the truth of suffering first. We don't need the Buddha to tell us that headache is or toothache is a suffering. But he meant much more than that. He meant as long as your mind is deluded and you strongly grasp the solidity of permanence and friends and enemies and those solidifications of reality and distorting reality, you are bound to suffer. This is not very emotional. You know, the root is distorting reality, brings hatred, jealousy, all that. So you can, of course, take compassion about the root of suffering, but it's not very emotional, but you understand the deep cause of suffering. So depending upon times, you know, we have seen many times the Dalai Lama having tears in the middle of teachings, and he said, last 30 years, when he does his 4 hours of meditation in the morning, there's hardly any morning where he didn't have tears thinking of the suffering of beings. So you could say it's emotional, but also he meditates on the sort of lack of solid reality, and I'm sure it's not tears that come at that time, it's understanding, wisdom that reinforces and deepens his compassion. So those two doesn't have to be always emotional. There's this cognitive dimension that is very important, especially in Buddhism, but I think in general, because you go at the root of suffering.